Hi, this is Felicity Hibble, and this is my third digital diary. My concept for this project is radio as subjective and cultural experience, which is exploring how the concept of a radio can be represented in visual format. I've been further brainstorming and thinking and creating an outline storyboard for a simple narrative that my images can tell in motion, and continuing with the idea of gender roles at the risk of being cliche. My story is about Mr Mrs Chifley turning on their personal portable radios and what happens in their world when they do. Remembering that Ben travels with his radio to and from Parliament and Elizabeth sits at home in the kitchen doing everyday things. The work will be a portrait of their environment and a reflection of the objects in the home. It's an imagined account of their public and private lives that plays with particular roles that they've assumed, and it will move from black and white to colour and incorporate drawing, collage and photography. I've chosen to research two artists, William Kentridge and Edward Muybridge, and I'm looking at them purely for process and not content at the moment. William Kentridge is a contemporary South African artist who practices drawing and printmaking, and he creates moving images with stop motion photography. The second artist is Edward Muybridge, and he was born in 1830 in England, and he then emigrated to America in 1851. I researched him out of necessity because I was looking for images that can move frame by frame, that I can reference in my drawing. And during the 1870s to 1880s, Edward Muybridge has photographically documented humans and animals in locomotion doing everyday things. So he kind of bridges science and art. I've used art making as research, so I've begun by making photocopies of Muybridge's subjects onto clear acetate to enlarge and draw them by hand onto a support. And the aim was to see how I might start a narrative with the Chifleys as the focal point. And I quickly decided that my life drawing skills are not quite up to scratch, and it would take me too long to draw and erase people as the main subject. So the other thing that I've done, I have been cutting a 3-colour woodcut to explore the mixed media potential in the final work with printmaking. So I don't really know where that's going, but I do know that the quality of the wood that I was using is quite inferior, so I've had to adapt the cutting skills to suit that. Needless to say, it's pretty rough, but I'm excited to see it in 3 colours anyway, and it still needs some work. So what I need to do next is keep exploring the drawing angle and begin the final work. I may choose to keep the motion graphics separate from my final mixed media piece, only because I've found that documenting the mixed media piece in the motion sense wouldn't allow for the story to arise in the controlled manner that I actually seek. So my solution is to create the mixed media piece with the remnants from the drawing and erasing that I've been doing, and it may or may not contribute to the body of work.